Hello, my name is Rodrigo Castellanos, and this is my final project for storytelling with data and business intelligence. My presentation is called From Noise to Narrative, because that's exactly what intentional design does. It takes a dataset that could overwhelm an audience and transform it into a clear story that drives a decision. I chose Model Visual 2. From the nothing text, the annotated line graph with forecast and applied it to a sales revenue forecasting scenario for a fictional company called Apex Retail Group. Well, before I touch any chart, I answer the most important question in data communication. Who is my main audience and what do I need them to do? Well, the scenario Apex Retail Group VP of Sale is presenting to the board of directors ahead of their annual budget review. The audience is executive level and time pressed. They won't lean into study access levels. They need the story in the first 10 seconds. The desired action is specific. Approve a 12% revenue growth target from year 2027 to 2030. That's one sentence. That one sentence became the filter for every design decision that followed. Every color, label, every line weight was evaluated against one question. Does this help the board? Say yes, or does it distract them? If it distracts them, it was removed. That is what the Gnostic calls thinking like a designer. Here's the before and after, and this slide makes the problem visible. On the left, the before, the rainbow color series, a legend board in the corner, heavy grid lines competing with data, no title, and most critically, zero distinction between historical actuals and future projections. Everything has equal visual weight, which means nothing gets attention. This chart asks the audience to do the work. That's communication failure. On the right, the after. Same data, completely different experience. One bold blue line for actuals, a dash lighter line for the forecast. The prior year pushed to near white, so it provides context without competing. Direct labels instead of a legend. Almost no grid lines, no border box. The transformation isn't about making it prettier. It's about making the cognitive load on the audience as low as possible. So all their energy goes to understanding the inside, not decoding the chart. Well, here's the visual and the final chart. Let me walk you through from left to right. The bold chart, blue line, tells the actual revenue story from 2016 to 2023. The steady growth with one annotated dip into 2020 for COVID recovered within 12 months. I annotated that proactively because an unexplained dip in the board presentation kills credibility. Addressing it upfront turns an objection into evidence of resilience. At the 88 billion anchor, the last year of actuals, the line transition from solid to dashed and the color lightens. That shift communicates everything. Solid means this happened, dashed means this is the projection. The shaded region and actual forecast labels will reinforce the boundary. The footnote explaining the 10% growth assumption sits small and gray at the bottom. Present for anyone who needs it. Invisible to anyone who doesn't. The board can read this chart in under 10 seconds and understand it, the full story. The why? Well, let me defend my flavor of good because every choice here was intentional. First, the color as a spotlight. One dark blue for actuals, lighter blue for forecast, near white for prior year context. Color isn't just decoration, it's a hierarchy system before the audience consciously process anything. The certainty shift, the solid to dash transition at the 88 billion anchor point communicates epistemic confidence without a single word of explanation. But the direct labeling, no legend, labels, life adjacent to their data. That's a Gestalt principle of proximity. And for strategic declutter, no border, six faint grid lines, gray axis labels, small footnotes. Every element had to earn its place. The Knaflick writes that every choice must be physical, intentional. I can defend every pixel in this chart, and that intentionally is the whole point. Thank you for your time and for listening.